Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite storyline video, and in today's video we're covering everything which happened in today's update regarding the Fortnite storyline. Now if you happen to be new around here, don't forget to smash subscribe. Roughly about 80% of you guys that watch my storyline content aren't already subscribed. It would mean the world to me if you guys could smash that subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 550,000 subscribers, so thank you everybody supporting me. Okay, so for those that saw my map change video earlier today, I covered every single map change bar one, and the one I excluded was this little kind of beacon map change over here. And you've probably already heard about this, but this beacon right here actually has a ship under the water, and that's what we're focusing on in today's map change video, as well as some other changes as well. So this ship is obviously the ancient spaceship which we have now in the map, and no one exactly knows why this is here, what it's doing, and what's going to happen, and that's what we're going to break down. Obviously, for those wondering as well, we're not going to be talking too much about the simulation theory which we had regarding to last season. I know a lot of people reflect the storyline regarding that, obviously over there at the authority. We're not going to be breaking down all that sort of stuff with the simulation. We're talking about what's happening right now in real time in the chapter 2 map. So currently we do have this ancient ship down here. Now this ship itself has been called in by someone, we're not too sure who. Shadow, Ghost, Jules, Midas, no one knows, but this is part of the ship. It looks like part of the ship has fell off maybe, or potentially this is a tracker. Then if we go into the water, we can see the ship itself. So the ship actually comes with 2 seats, which is really cool. This to me first brings vibes of Siona from the Battle Pass. I personally believe that she may be in this other seat, and this may be one of the henchmen from her new layer, which could be getting added in over at this section of the map. It would take probably about 2 weeks or so for the water to lower down to this section, or at least 2 updates of the water lowering. It definitely is quite deep in the ocean. It may even take up to 3. I'm not too sure how many we've got left. I think we're about halfway through actually. I think there's going to be a total of 8 stages. So roughly, I could imagine maybe even 3 stages to get down to this point. Who knows? But maybe she's going to move out of here and move to a different location. Now this is looking like a henchman, because you can see in the files here on screen right now, that is a leaked picture of this, obviously potentially being a future henchman. The only name we have for this geezer is Ancient Astronaut, and if we look through his mask, we can kind of see a weird type skin. I'm not too sure. I've never really seen this one before. If anyone knows who it is, let me know. He's got like a green hair, he looks asleep, and he looks like he's ready to go and take someone out. So I don't know what's going on. Very interesting stuff. Who knows where he's going to go and what he's going to do on the map. So I'm excited for that. Obviously this ship itself has landed in here and will eventually play a big part either in this storyline this season or even the event. Now from what else we have leak-wise, you can see on screen, Fortnite has actually provided us with a bunch of different challenges here which are related to the Ancient Astronaut ship. You can see there's going to be several different challenges. Found Ancient Ship, collect missing part, install missing part, begin launch sequence, stop ship launch. Kind of confusing, isn't it? Stop ship launch? Why would you want to stop it if you're going to launch a ship? I don't know. It remains a big question for the community, as Fortnite does address. So potentially this could be the part for that ship. Obviously, you're going to have to power this ship up probably in a few weeks or so when the water does lower, unless it starts floating to the surface, which is a potential. You don't know how light this ship is. Probably not, but you just don't know. Obviously, there's an empty seat as well. I'm guessing this is probably some sort of alien team that have come from outer space that have landed on our map, and it's going to be a big part of the storyline. A little bit like we saw with the Visitor, etc. Now, what would work really nicely for this if they added in their own henchman type thing. You know, like we have with obviously the Authority, Catty Corner, and the other location, the Fortilla. I think it would work in really nicely if they added in a POI here with a henchman, or a boss, should I say, with a mythic weapon, and then one over by Atlantis over there. I think these will all tie in really nicely. It keeps blurring up my camera, not too sure why, but I definitely do think these would tie in really nicely for the storyline. So regarding the event or the Season 3 storyline, I personally believe that this is the start of it. It's hard to tell exactly what's going to happen from this, but take a little look at some other screenshots of this on land. Obviously, I've been playing these before. You can see, get a rough idea of what it's going to look like when it's on land. Then there are these sound effects as well, which you can see on screen here. These are all the different names of the sound effects. This kind of looks like it's just part of the actual ship rebuild process that we're going to have to do. It kind of makes me think maybe this is going to move around the map, or even have kind of like a community type decision for us to kind of decide what's going to happen with the storyline regarding this. I don't know. Maybe something similar to what we had in Season 8 with the runes. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But I think that would be really awesome if they did something like that. So, yeah, let's just keep our fingers crossed on that side. But you could hear a few of the sound effects playing in the background then. I don't really want to go over them all. They're just very basic sound effects. Almost like they do what they say, really, in the description. So, very exciting stuff. The final theory I want to add in here is the true intention of this. So Fortnite have clearly planned all of this for this actual astronaut to come into the map. He's obviously in that loading screen at the start of the game, or the ship is at least, and obviously the hero could be there as well from the battle pass. So I'm guessing possibly this all was planned. Maybe this could be something to do with like the 7 or something like that. I think that's probably a little bit too far out right now to say anything like that, because we haven't seen any sign of the 7 other than the tree picture which we saw in the trailer for season 2, so we've not actually seen anything of the 7 really, and I don't think a 7 would crash in on such a small kind of like spaceship, so I'm guessing this is probably just to go along with the battle pass skin. But I do think it will have something to do with the event, especially with the recent challenge which we've had. So there's the conclusion for that side. Now, moving on from that storyline, let me know in the comments your theories, by the way, guys. Also, if you'd like to go and support me further, don't forget to go and use code PostboxPat. Here are a few shouts on screen for those doing that. Also, we have the brand new summer sets coming in as well. It'd be absolutely awesome if you guys could go and support me when purchasing them. So don't forget, go and enter it into the item shop to support me if you'd like to. Thank you, everybody doing that. It really means a lot. All right, so where else do we go and what do we have for you guys? Well, so moving forward a little bit, looking at the car storyline we currently have, obviously regarding No Sweat, and Midas and Shadow and Ghost storyline, which is all going on right now in the world of Fortnite. So I first wanted to start with the No Sweat side of stuff, as a lot of you have been asking when our cars come into the game pack. Well, No Sweat officially announced, as you can see on screen here, that cars were temporarily being removed from the map. No Sweat is investigating auto coverage. Until then, many of the island's vehicles have been recalled. And this basically means that right now in Fortnite Battle Royale, when you log in today, you will not find any vehicle at all on the map other than camper vans and rusted cars. You can see that over here, over at Risky. Every single car has gone. Very empty, very clever from Fortnite, because what they're doing is they're upgrading their cars so they'll be drivable. Obviously the camper vans won't be drivable. You'll also see empty trucks. You'll see stuff from the cap and cart truck just have no truck actually towing it. You'll just see the storage section of it, and then that's the same with many other trucks as well. You can continue going around the map and you'll see other ones as well. You will see the odd few vehicles, like for example the tomato truck van, kind of like the side ones, even the reboot vans are still here, but even like stuff like the slurp trucks, you'll see them all around the map, not connected to anything at all, which I really like. I think it's a really unique thing, and I generally do think that this is going to be big for obviously the storyline. Now that leads on to cars actually being released. So cars officially are probably going to be coming out on Thursday. Now I don't want to say officially. The only reason I say official is because look at the challenges on screen here. We can see here that one of the challenges is actually regarding to refuel the car. Okay, so moving forward onto Midas's storyline, we know that No Sweat storage has officially disappeared, which means that Midas's chair has gone as well. Now this is part of the storyline because obviously that was a big point for a lot of people on the map change side and the Easter egg side, and it's sad to see his chair disappear. Now if you want my honest opinion on where I think his chair is going to go, I think it's going to go to the chair store just outside of Catty Corner. Now for those that have been following the map changes every week, you'll know over here a new store is actually being constructed which is made out of chairs. So let's head on over here, and I think maybe Midas's chair might actually get positioned somewhere in here once Fortnite actually update their stuff, which I think would be really cool in this construction section. So imagine if you saw like Midas's throne in there. I think that would be a nice little addition to that. So let's hope something like that does go down. Other than that, I want to move on to the Shadow v Ghost storyline. I had a lot of people tell me about it, and a lot of people kind of ask questions as well. So first off, my first impressions regarding the Shadow v Ghost storyline, the current situation we're in, is obviously Shadow themselves have taken over the authority. Now we know that Midas did technically turn to Shadow at the end of the season, during the after the event obviously, or during the event he turned to Shadow. Then they've actually constructed the authority over at this section, and we know that there is a open gate now which is going to be accessible via car most likely when a bridge gets constructed. But what else do we have? Well, over at the Fortilla we have a boat which has been rotating around the entire time. Now my personal opinion on this boat over here, this pirate ship type boat, is it's actually being used to protect the island. So I think that this boat generally is rotating from different position every single week depending on when the water is lowering to protect it from obviously Shadow from taking the flotilla out. And that's what I think is going on. Now, there is no official team on this boat, but it's always been located close to the flotilla, and I generally do think it's probably part of Ghost's weapon to take on, obviously, Shadow in the future of the Fortnite storyline. That's what my prediction is regarding that. I do think that's going to have a big play in it, and obviously, I don't know if it's going to actually see like a live event with the boat. I don't generally think that, but I do think it will just be like a mini kind of thing going on with Ghost v Shadow. So you can see the flotilla is still under control by Ghost. Again, it's still having render issues. The reason this is because the water keeps lowering, or something's going to happen with obviously the upcoming spaceship, the unknown spaceman, as I like to call him. He's going to be coming in very, very soon, and obviously he is going to play a big part in this storyline. So I'm excited to see where that's going to all go and see what's going to happen with that. Ancient astronaut, he's going to be big. He's going to do something with the storyline, or at least he's going to be a boss at the bare minimum. And obviously that's part of the storyline as well, even if he becomes a boss or a henchman somewhere on the map. So we'll keep you guys up to date with all that sort of stuff.